Sweet.
Look at that. We're live. I really thought this was a quote tweet. I thought we quote tweeted ourselves. Is this new?
What?
If you go to the stream on Twitter, it looks different, I think. Like there's like a little like there's the window where we would be, and then underneath there's a description.
I think that's always been there.
Yeah. Well, there I go again, not paying attention.
I'm pretty sure. I don't know.
The world may never know. We can't go back and look.
No, we cannot.
Hello.
Alrighty.
Look at this. We got some people in here. We start a little early.
Hello,
people
everybody.
are waiting. Who wouldn't be happy with them?
Playing phenomenal. I'm sorry, DeMarcus. That's brutal. Prize Picks is fun. I enjoy it myself. Jackin, hello. Dennis is hyped as well.
Dennis,
Ready
we
to
making
go.
money today? How many units you betting today, Dennis?
Let us know. Let us know. Let's see. Let me get the starting lineup in because we have that tonight.
All right. Happy Friday. Late show for everyone today. 8:30 tip. Jack and I will have a new pod for the weekend here.
Sir,
We're doing one after the game.
for y'all.
I'm sure I'll have plenty of energy.
Yeah, of course. Celtics starting lineup tonight. Marcus Smart is out. Excuse me. Derek White will start in his place, but Malcolm Brogdon is back. So that's a good thing as well. Hello, everybody. Hello, Dad. Birkin in here as well. How confident are we in Grant as the long-term Horford replacement?
I've seen this going around.
Really?
Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen people talking about it. I think I saw on Reddit people were talking about it. You go ahead, though.
Well, I was just saying, I don't think that should necessarily be the plan. I'm fine with it because he can guard big men, but I'd rather him be like off the bench still. I'm fine with him being the long-term starter, but you have to remember that Al Horford and Grant Williams is probably a bit more sustainable than Robert Williams and Grant Williams, only because do you want Grant Williams being your full-time center on defense? Because that's effectively what you would be asking him to do if you want to continue to use Robert Williams in the free safety role. Jackin said it well. Grant will never be Horford unless he grows 6 inches. I think he can do a lot of things Horford does, but I just don't think you want him to be the full-time, defensive center. I think, we said this on this past podcast. I think you want somebody like Jakob Poeltl. I think before he signed his extension, I would have looked at, Steven Adams as that guy. I think you need a big body center to put next to Rob. And obviously, you ideally want somebody who can also get out there, guard the perimeter a bit, but there just aren't that many guys that fall into that category in the league nowadays. So I think your best bet is a big guy like Jakob Poeltl, Steven Adams, one of those type of guys to replace Horford. And then if you need more versatility, then you can run the, Robert Williams, Grant Williams tandem off the bench. But I think you'd rather have a bigger guy as that long-term option I know, Birkin, for post-out years. Yeah.
He seems to believe he can grow 6 inches in that time frame.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Hello, Landon.
My take is no. In short, no. Not confident in him being the new Horford. Grant's his own player, man. They're just different. Jackin does make the great point. He's 6 inches shorter, right? So that's a big problem. And one thing that Al Horford really brings you is rim protection. He's pretty solid, always has been, continues to be, even, as he climbs up the ladder in age. You saw him in the playoffs have to cover Giannis. He did a pretty solid job. I don't think Grant's that guy for you. I think Grant is a great role player off the bench, like you said, Jack. I don't think he's Draymond Green, but if he is going to be anybody, that's who it'll be because they're similar in size. Draymond Green would not be the next Al Horford. They're just different players. You don't see Draymond protecting the rim. He's not guarding a Giannis, or at least doing it the way Al Horford does. It's different. That being said, I still think they should have paid Grant. I tweet about it and I complain all the time. He's in the top 4? Is he leading the league in effective field goal percentage? Is that what it was? I tweeted today.
Yeah, he's leading the league in effective field goal percentage.
The Celtics let walk. Add him to the list of all these guys that they
get out of here.
They missed out on. We got a good stream today so far. Landon in the chat. Landon, I saw your comments on our pods, and that's a good point.
Well, I was going to bring this up. I disagree with this notion. I saw you comment this on YouTube, Landon. I was gonna talk about it on the next pod, but I'll just talk about it here. I understand the idea of, oh well, if once Robert Williams get back, they'll be fine because they'll have enough bigs. But then you're still like, that's still a lot of minutes to place on the back of Robert Williams and Al Horford, right? Because Luke Cornett can give you 15, fine. Noah Vonleh can give you spurts. Blake Griffin, maybe not as much anymore. But I'd still rather have that third center in the lineup who can give you legitimate 20 playoff minutes. Like Luke Cornett's great, and he's great because he can play against these backups and he positions himself well. I've really loved Luke Cornett this season, but if you're telling me that you can get Jakob Poeltl for a first round pick, Peyton Pritchard, and bench pieces, I think you do that 10 times out of 10. And maybe you can make the argument, oh, I'd rather have a wing. I've been a big, get a wing over a big guy. But at this point in the season, with how many guards you have, with Sam Hauser's emergence, with White, Smart, and Brogdon's ability to play up a little bit, I kind of would, and Grant Williams, who's been phenomenal and can play down, I'd kind of rather see the Celtics play with a bigger lineup because they've been able to utilize that more so over the past 2 years. So I think I'd rather get a big, especially considering there really aren't that many wings available on the open market. I mean, yeah, no, I was going to say you could put together a package for Josh Richardson, bring him back, but he makes a little bit too much money where a package that you could send out for Poeltl wouldn't work for him. So I don't know. So that's what I'm going at.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough to think about because you don't know how close Rob is to being back. And after what you saw on Wednesday with Luke Cornett playing his ass off, do you really need another big guy? Because he's been pretty solid for you over the last week or so. He's starting to really find his footing in the backup role. He's not elite. He's nothing super special. But as a backup guy, as the third big you have, and he'll be like third and a half with Grant when everyone's healthy. That's not bad, dude. Like, is he better than Tice last year? I think that's a fair question. He might be.
Sure, but I think Poeltl clears both of them. Like Poeltl's a starting caliber player, and bringing him in.
I don't disagree.
And I'll bring this up again. I said this on the podcast. Not only would you get Poeltl for this season, but you could also bring him back for a long-term Al Horford replacement. And I think that's the more important thing to consider here. Like getting a wing right now. Like you look at the wings around the league that you could potentially trade for. Like, I mean, what is it? Jay Crowder, Kenrich Williams, like fine guys. But both of them are not going to be like big long-term impact players. Jakob Poeltl, you could re-sign. He's 27 years old, I believe, maybe 28. You could bring him in, sign him, Grant, and Horford if Horford takes a little bit of a pay cut. And then once Al Horford starts to go on the decline, then you can slip Jakob Poeltl into that starting lineup next to Robert Williams and still play that large big man lineup that they like to play. That's why I like him. Yeah, and I mean winning plays, all those guys are cool. That's Brian Robb, Michael Pina, and Rich Levine. They're all smart guys. I'm just little counterpoint.
Birkin wants to know if the Celtics can lure Wendell Carter. Well,
I doubt it.
He's under contract through 2026, so
yeah,
that's a long way away. Could line up with Horford being done if that's what you were thinking. It makes sense year-wise, but in terms of the money, I'm not convinced they'll have money. And the way Wendell Carter's been playing for Orlando, I don't think they're going to be letting him go. That Orlando team might be decent by the time Al's done.
Yes, I agree. And Jack is saying, "My crazy thing, Horford plays 2 to 3 more years." I think he said something like that. He said something that recently that he wants to play a few more years. And I don't think there's any indication that he wants to leave Boston either. So expect him to stick around for a little while. Dennis, responding to your question, Sam.
25 units. So he does $5 units. So that's 125 on the money line tonight for Boston. And over 227.5. That's probably a good play. Oh, is that okay?
Okay. That's a lot of stuff. Bergen, can we sign him 30 for 3 years? If you're talking about Poeltl, I think you'll probably see him more in the $12 to $13 million range, but maybe possibly. If you're talking about Horford, I think he'll probably be a bit more expensive than that unless he takes a pay cut. I think he'll probably be worth 15-ish million per season. If he takes a pay cut, maybe you get him for 12 or 13. And then Grant, I think the Celtics are going to end up paying 18 million a season at the minimum, which seems like a lot. But they had the chance to pay him 14 this summer. They didn't, and now they're probably going to pay the price for it, which Oh, Al. Yeah, I think Al will probably get. We were talking about this in the Celtics blog chat. I think this is probably what you're going to see for Al. Maybe a little bit more money if there's a team option on that last year. But that's probably around what you're looking at for an Al Horford contract, 345. And again, if he takes a pay cut, maybe it's more like 336, 339, something like that. But I feel like 15 mil season is probably around what I would guess for Al. Would you agree with that, Sam?
Yeah, I don't know as much about the money. I would imagine he's going to take a pay cut. I said that the last time he was a free agent here and he left. So, I mean, take it with a grain of salt. But if he knew Kemba was coming and Kyrie was leaving, he might have stayed. He might have stuck around. Definitely regretted leaving the first time. Will that haunt him when it comes time to sign on the dotted line? Who knows?
Yeah.
I think he's going to stick around, though, and I think it will be team friendly. It just makes sense for where he is in his career. I don't think he's looking to go join another team. This team is primed for success, and he still hasn't won a championship. And I'd imagine that's one of the reasons why he's still playing. It just wouldn't make any kind of sense for him to jump ship.
We did get a lot of trade ideas, or not ideas, but players being available for trade. Yeah, Jack, and I don't think he's getting 4-101 from Shams. Just recently saying that the Suns are looking at options. Harrison Barnes, Kyle Kuzma, KJ Martin, a few of the names they brought up. John Collins now on the trade block again. The Celtics broke the Hawks apparently. Tobias Harris being shopped around, as well as a couple guards from the Knicks. Emmanuel Quickley and Derrick Rose. PJ Washington
Quickley's
also
weird.
Talks.
That's a strange one.
Doesn't make much sense.
No,
it doesn't make much sense.
Well, it's the Knicks. What are you gonna do?
I would take him if the Celtics didn't already have a glut of guards on their roster.
Yep,
because I really like Quickley. As far as everybody else, Collins is obviously intriguing. I don't think there's a trade the Celtics could make to bring Collins here without giving up one of their core pieces. So I don't know about that. KJ Martin is a very interesting player because he does fit the TPE. So if the Celtics give up a first, maybe that's more than another team would be willing to give up.
Would you trade Collins and Grant? Would you swap them?
Is this talking about what Greeny tweeted about earlier?
No, I was just curious.
Probably not.
Really?
I don't think so. Oh. Well, Greeny tweeted about this earlier because someone talked about
I didn't see this.
It was something along the lines of John Collins' contract doesn't look great, but you'd be willing to pay Grant Williams X amount of money. And I think Greeny made a good point. I just think Grant fits the team a lot better. John Collins is like, he's a good shooter. He's very athletic, but he's only averaging like 13 points this year, right? Like, it's not like he's averaging the 20 and 10. He's a better rebounder. That's probably where you'd get the most value in a deal for Collins. Like, you'd get a good rebounder there, but I don't think he'd have a big enough role in the offense to where it'd be worth it. Plus, you'd be losing out a lot on the defensive end. I don't think he's a bad defender. I just think Grant is much more versatile. And they've been using Grant as like one of their primary defenders in the defensive scheme lately. They're starting him so he can take on those defensive matchups, which Collins just wouldn't be able to do. Plus, I mean, Collins is a good 3-point shooter. Grant is a great 3-point shooter. There's a difference.
Grant is now hitting step back threes.
Yeah, adding a lot to his
step back
game.
3 over Capella at the end of the shot clock on Wednesday.
Absolutely.
And they didn't pay him before the season.
Sam is seething.
I just can't believe that. What logic is there in not paying him? It's not like Rob, where if you were like really afraid with his injury history and you're like, I don't want to pay him. What if he gets hurt? Yeah. Grant Williams is a fire hydrant. He doesn't get hurt. He's just built like he's
knock on wood,
fragile.
Let's
Well, he throughout his career has not gotten hurt. That's a fact. That's not a jinx. He literally really doesn't miss much time, if at all. I don't know if he's missed time.
Reading through the comments here. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Birkin is saying, keep PP, great backup in case of emergency. I agree. I just think he might grow tired of it, and he's probably your best tradable piece you have right now. We have a whole video up on our channel about it. I cut up our latest podcast into separate videos, Sam. So
I saw
there's a whole video if you want to listen to our trade Peyton Pritchard or to not trade Peyton Pritchard discussion. It's only like 5 minutes, so really not that big a deal if you want to go take a listen to it. Not too much of your time. We got Evan saying bring in Lauri Markkanen from Utah. I don't think they're trading him anytime soon.
You don't think so?
He's an all-star right now.
I'm kidding. Of course they're not trading him.
Because that man is an all-star right now.
Unless they really want to start losing.
You can't say that about Grant out loud. Come on, Sam. Don't talk about injuries like that. I would like to keep Pritchard. You can run him at the 1, Smart at 2, Brogdon at the 1. Run him at the 1.
Where's
Smart at 2,
Jaylen Brown in
Brogdon
your fantasy world, Evan?
Yeah. You got to include JB in there.
Or is this just a lineup you would say like in rotation?
I agree with that as well. He said that a bit earlier, I think. Something about that lineup. Yeah. Run Pritchard, Smart, Brogdon, JT.
Bench.
I like that as a bench lineup, and I think you can get away with playing Pritchard and 2 other guards. I just don't think that's how the Celtics have been playing this season. They've been playing a bit bigger. Brogdon a 6'5" can play 3. I think he can. I think Derek White can play the 3 as well. I just think you'd rather have him at the guard because you can play a little bit bigger. Plus, you have
for defense, it helps you to have them as the smaller guys on the floor. Like you said, they've been trying to play big, and somebody like Brogdon is able to guard guards real well, but he's not guarding forwards. Derek White is not doing a good job at guarding forwards. He gets taken advantage of size-wise a good amount. Teams tend to look to switch with Derek White and get him on their post player. We've seen it so far this season. I think
he's done an okay job.
Denver did it a couple times with Jokic.
Chicago did it a lot.
Chicago is doing it. So that's one of the reasons why you have to be careful with that, just because teams will really target them if they're out of place.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. It's incredible that after an insane career, Blake is getting a ring this year. I like the optimism.
It is only November.
Yeah, let's pump the brakes.
Even though it's crazy, they've played almost a fifth of the games already. But
they have.
Yeah, you can't crown a champion in November. I saw people tweeting earlier yesterday, maybe this morning too, where they were talking about, is this the deepest Celtics team they've ever seen? And then you had Frost. It was Frosty Bias and some other people chatting like the 2008 2009 Celtics started 27-2.
Yeah, they're hot.
Something crazy like that, and they lost in the second round. So you never know.
I mean, just look at the Suns last year. They were the best regular season team by a landslide. Fizzled out. Stuff have to happen. We got some Derek White love in the chat. D White has been great since the start, says Birkin. Jack and saying people need to acknowledge how important White really is. He's been phenomenal. I mean, not to dredge up old takes, but I said this at the start of last year when they traded for him. He was not that bad of a 3-point shooter. Sometimes players just have down years, and he did. And he did everything else great last year. The shot just wasn't there, and now the shot is there, and he's one of the best backup guards in the NBA.
He's made some clutch ones too.
Yeah, some big ones. Big one
at the end of Monday's game
against the Bulls at home. Made a big one as well. Yeah, D White's been phenomenal. It's been great to see him playing well.
Was it you that tweeted that all these guys are playing their roles, but then like when they need to, they can step up and be like really like fulfilling players?
I don't think that was me, but I agree.
What was that? I thought it was you.
I'm not sure.
It wasn't me. I'm not plugging myself.
I tweeted something like I had a tweet, not viral, but get a lot of likes the other day. Maybe that's what you're thinking of. Effectively, I said, hold on, I'm looking for it. Oh, no, I was talking about how the Celtics, for years, they didn't have any floor spacing. And now this year, I mean, I tweeted at the time, Grant, Sam, and Pritchard were 11 of 14 from 3 in that game. They all shot really well against the who would they play? I'm losing my mind. The Hawks, against the Hawks.
Yeah, Atlanta.
Singing Thunder. Chris, are you going to stream the game? Nope, we don't do that here.
Stick around and find out. Jack didn't say anything. Just hang out, and maybe we will, maybe we won't.
Landon, watched some D White clips at SA recently. Great passing. Yeah, he's really good. I mean, he was a starter there for them, and a really good one. I forget exactly what he was averaging in his final year in San Antonio, but I know it was above like 11 points per game, something like that. Yeah, he was averaging. Before he got traded to the Celtics, he was averaging 14.5, 3.5 rebounds, 5.5 assists. Like, he was a great player. And 2 years prior to that, he was averaging 15 points a game. Like, he's a really good player. And the only reason he's averaging sub 10 points this year is because that's just how deep the Celtics team is. But shooting 40% from 3 on 3.6 attempts a game, like, he's having a phenomenal season. You got to love what he's brought to the table. And then, I mean, Sam Hauser out there attempting, how many threes per game is he putting up? 4.5 per game. Letting it fly. You'll love to see it. Some Hawks slander. Can't guard or shoot the three. White is well-rounded, yes. It worked, but now it says I'm in a state where Prize Picks doesn't operate. That's brutal, man. I use Prize Picks today. I don't know what state you're located in, but it's
What
brutal.
is Prize Picks?
It's like a betting site. It's kind of you put together a slate of 4 or 5 picks together, and you can pick the over/under. It's really good. It's really easy to use. Not an ad, by the way. My foot is killing me. I'm playing the piano while listening to you guys. Look at you, multi-talented.
What are
man.
you playing?
Yeah, anything good?
Are you
Let us
playing
know.
like classical music? Are you playing instrumental to current music, beats, anything?
Let us know. Have you guys heard about the Ben Simmons resurrection? He
Did
played well. He
Yeah,
played
he
his
played well yesterday. It's about
best
time.
game of the season yesterday in a win against the number 1 seed in the West, Portland Trailblazers, juggernaut out there. The West is all over the place. Wrapping all the way back around, another guy that's been brought up, and I've seen it in Celtics Twitter because he fits the DPE, is PJ Washington. I wouldn't hate it. I wouldn't give up a first for him. I'll put it that way. I'd give up a second because my thing is it'd just be a rental, in my opinion, because there's going to be a team out there that pays him, and I don't think the Celtics should be the one to pay him this summer because you already got Grant, you already got Horford, you already got your own stuff to worry about. Paying PJ probably north of 10 mil a season for to be like what your 10th guy, that just doesn't seem reasonable. I'd rather take your chances, continue with Hauser, Cornette, and maybe find some other minimum guys along the way, like the Warriors did last year.
Yeah, at this point, really, you're looking at your lineup for the rest of the year pretty much without.
Uh-oh. Let's see if Sam comes back. Did Sam freeze for y'all in the chat? Let me know. He's going to come back here raging if he doesn't come back in a sec.
No, my light is red. Not good.
You back?
I'm back. No, I'm back.
Welcome back. Evan saying he's playing an improv piece and his foot is on the pedal for the entire thing. That's brutal. That is tough. What were you saying about PJ Washington? Sorry, you cut out in the middle of your statement.
But if they bring him in, right, like you said, he'll be the 10th guy off the bench, and you're kind of right. Like they have their rotation set. Once Rob comes back, all these guys will be having trouble getting getting themselves on the floor. Why would you bring more and more people into that? You're just going to have guys sitting on the bench hanging out.
I agree, and that's why I think Pirtle is a different case, because he would have a long-term role. You can play him because he immediately would jump Cornette at a position where if Cornette's your third center, that's fine, but Pirtle would be a clear upgrade, and you could play him alongside a lot of different pieces. PJ Washington could kind of fit, but there's no real long-term need for him because you have Grant Williams, you have Sam Hauser. Obviously, the Jays are both wings. For Pirtle, you have your starting center who's 36, turning 37 at the end of the year. Grant Williams is fine, but he's not really a true backup center. Luke Cornette's probably not good enough to be your long-term option. I think Pirtle is, and that's why I think he's the perfect balance. What do you think Pirtle will command on the open market? I think there are some teams
like
maybe
less
give
than
him
15, right?
I think 15 is probably the max for him that he would get. I think somewhere around 12 to 13 would be a more realistic number for him. But I could see him getting more because he's putting together a good season. But if he comes to Boston and he likes winning and that's what he wants, I think you could probably get him for around 11, 12, 13, around that. Birkin's talking to you, Sam. Put down $70 on something like this.
World Cup will have 2 African nations. Great odds. Who do you think?
Yeah,
Senegal, maybe?
That's a wild prediction. I don't even follow soccer, and I feel like that's kind of wild, no? Like
they have some quality players. Like they have Sadio Mane. They have oh man, who's their keeper? That's bad for me.
I know it.
Mendy.
Mendy. Yes.
Yeah, Mendy. They have decent players on their team.
I know, but who's the second one? And for Senegal, you're talking about them getting through.
Question.
Senegal would have to get through Brazil, Argentina, the Netherlands, right? Like on their side of the bracket. That's a big ask from them. And then the bottom of the bracket, you got teams like Portugal, Belgium, a lot of tough European teams. I don't know. I mean, good odds. If you want to take the odds, I salute you. I'm just hesitant, I suppose, to believe it. Rob will be back sooner than expected next week. I would pump the brakes if I were y'all on that. I don't think he'll be back until January at the earliest. Maybe he would be ready because you heard 8 to 12 weeks was kind of the the guess. And I understand the start of December would be 8 weeks. I don't think it's going to be 8 weeks. I think they want, especially if they're playing this well, they're 12-3 right now. if they continue to stay as a top 1-2 seed in the Eastern Conference, then even if things slow down and say they lose 10 in a row right now, I still don't think they will bring Robert Williams back before January. As Sam tries to reconnect, that is fine. I just don't think it's going to be a thing. Hey, Sam, we're talking about this Birkin comment, or not Birkin, sorry, Landon and Jack, and talking about Rob. I was just saying, while the Celtics are playing well, and even if the Celtics lost 10 in a row, I don't think they would bring Robert Williams back before January. You know what I'm saying? Like, it goes far beyond their success this season. And even, the regular season is one thing. Get him as healthy as he possibly can be for the playoffs. He's also 24. I really think January is the earliest you're going to see him.
I'm going to lose my mind.
Sam still, can you even hear me? Nope. Sam's going to.
Can't hear you. Now I can. This is remarkable, by the way. I want to know where our money goes when we pay for internet here. Because it just doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
How does this not work? How does this consistently cut out on my laptop every time we do a stream?
Mm-hmm.
This is infuriating. Do not give Verizon your money. Do not give Linksys your money. It's not worth it. You'll be like me. You'll be trying to have a conversation with your good friend who might be an up and coming writer, and you're going to keep freezing. You're just going to see him, and his face is going to be still on the screen, and then your screen's going to go black, and then you're going to get upset, and your blood pressure will rise, and that's not good for your health.
Are you back now?
I'm back.
Welcome back.
I'm just going.
We're talking about Rob. Landon saying he talked Sherrod. I saw this. I saw Sherrod talked with Rob. I know he's running still. Sam is gone again. He's gonna rage soon, but it's it is what it is. I'm just hesitant. Robert Williams, Chris Sale. I think Rob is ramping up. I just think they want to be as careful as possible with him, especially for the future, because he's a big part of the future of the Celtics team. And I don't know. I just don't think they want to rush it, because the last thing they want is bring him back on the earlier side of that timeline, even if he feels he's ready. I just don't know if it's worth the risk, especially with the team playing this well. I don't know. Yeah, I saw the talk with Sherrod and Rob. I saw Sherrod tweeting about how he's feeling good. I don't know. I just feel like they're going to be really hesitant with him. And maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I hope he's 100% and he comes back tomorrow. But I'm just hesitant to believe that. We shall see. Full practices 5-on-5. I'm not sure. I didn't see anything about that. I know he has been running the court. I remember a couple weeks ago they talked about him being able to run the court, being able to do a lot of stuff, but I'm not sure. And I think giving Horford some breaks is important too, but I don't think they're going to sacrifice rushing Robert Williams just to give Horford breaks when you have some other centers on the roster who have shown a little bit. I just think January is probably going to be when you see him. Maybe it's in December at some point, but I wouldn't hold my breath anytime sooner than that. Welcome back, sir.
Yep, I'm back for the time being until the internet gets tired again.
Is it still blinking red?
Well, no, it's not. It hasn't been. When it was blinking red, I was still here. This is something else. I can't believe this.
It's brutal. It is brutal. Any takes on Rob?
I don't think they need to rush him back. I saw the Sherrod stuff. I wrote about it for Houdini, and I mean, that's great if he's ready to go. He seems like he thinks he's ready to go from what Sherrod's saying. And I'm frozen again. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm not.
I think you're good. I think
not yet. But from what Sherrod says, Rob has this feeling about him that he's ready. He's giddy when asked about it, smiling, kind of laughing. And it seems, at least from what Rob says, like he has to like check boxes as if he's Kyrie trying to play again. And but no, he's probably close to being ready. I agree with you. There's no reason to rush him back. You're the best team in the league without him. You want to make sure he's healthy when the games matter in the spring. Let's see. Do I have a pick here?
Sam looking for his smash odd picks. BP giving you an internet suggestion here, Sam.
Yeah,
update
dude,
your Wi-Fi.
What I need to do is like not go through these providers anymore.
He's saying update your drivers. Check that through your your internet and computer and stuff. Make sure that's there. Now I will check Houdini because Sam is writing there. They have been trashed for the last 2 to 3 years.
Hey, Jack was writing there.
What are you saying, Jack? And I wrote there a little while ago.
You should check it. Yeah, I do good stuff. And follow Twitter. Follow
out.
my Twitter. I tweet them out.
Check out Houdini
Well,
Celtics.
I still can.
Shameless.
They had
plug
me
to
scared yesterday that Twitter wasn't going to be a thing anymore.
I think that's a baloney. I think Twitter will be fine.
There was potential for a new pregame group chat last night because of that.
I mean, maybe we could start a Discord. Would you guys join a Discord if we started one? I feel like that'd be fun. I just don't know about it at all. BP talking positive about Verizon. This is a Verizon slander podcast. BP, I don't know if Sam will have that.
Have you seen me try and stay in a stream?
All right.
I wish you guys could watch when we try and record.
Figure it out. We're trying our best. Spread the word. Discord would be fun. Maybe we can look into starting a Discord. BP, Evan talking about it. Birkin talking about it. I know CLNS has a Discord. Maybe how about them Celtics should start one too.
I'll tell you what. Here we go. I was only trying to do it for the last 10 minutes. Don't give Verizon your money. Give Smash the Odds. Give them your money. Pick of the night presented by Smash the Odds. You can follow them on Twitter at Smash Odds. I believe on our show they are 6-3 with the picks that we give you from them. They're always tweeting out free picks. You can follow them, get the free picks if you're a real bettor. I know our boy Dennis loves to bet. If you want the picks, you can sign up. You get all the premium picks for some fee. Tell them we sent you. They'll appreciate it. And the pick is Herb Jones over 3.5 rebounds for this game tonight. My pick, the game over total. Dennis had that one. I like it. Last game, Jack and I gave you winners.
Mm-hmm.
And Devin did too from Smash the Odds. We had a sweep last game. We had the Rockets. They won outright.
Mm-hmm.
I had Pritchard threes. They hit. Jack had Grant threes. That hit.
I'm going to bring it back too.
And you're
Grant
bringing
Williams,
it back.
Over 1.5 threes for Grant Williams is still plus money. They'll never learn. They'll never learn.
And they won't put Hauser up.
They're afraid. They're scared of Hauser. A lot of stuff here, Jack and the Faceless Man. Xfinity. Xfinity, couldn't agree more. I love my Xfinity. It's great. They're awesome. BP saying definitely gamble your bill money. There you go. I mean, there you go, Jack. And thanks, Dad. We appreciate it. How many Sammy automatic threes? I say 5. 5 threes coming out hot. I'll give you over under 2.5, Sam. That'll be my
over. I think he'll get 3.
Over. All right. There you go. Well, maybe we'll look into starting a Discord. We'll throw in messages. We'll say what's up. Interact in there. I use Discord any night. I play games and stuff, so I'll see it. Looking to start a server, etc. 4 viewers, 1 likes. Come on, folks.
That's not what it says for us.
Well, we've got 4 on. He's probably watching on.
He's probably watching on the Bannertown channel.
Yeah,
okay.
We appreciate that. Go head over to How About the Celtics podcast on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button. Like the stream. Like it everywhere. We've got 7 on Guy Boston right now. 7 of y'all watching on Guy Boston. We appreciate you. We got, according to this, 3 on How About Them Celtics podcast and 1 on Twitch, but I think that's a bot, so that's fine. But yeah, head on over. Or anything else you want to say before I get out of here, Sam? And I do that.
Pretty populated stream today. Good job, people. We appreciate that.
Give out Bannertown build-up cards. Hey, if you go to the garden, spread the word. Spread the word.
Tell your friends.
There you go. I think Jack and I are in the same Facebook group. Possible. I don't use Facebook that much.
Facebook groups. I'll tell you what, they make you wait for your stuff to get posted.
Sometimes,
I shared articles all throughout this week, and they all got posted today.
Well, there you go. Brutal. Sometimes the only thing I use on Facebook is Heavy, and that's because I work for them and they're cool people. So check out Hardwood Houdini, check out Celtics blog, check out heavy.com. That's where you can find all of our work. But yeah, we appreciate you guys stopping by. Like I said, we'll look into starting a Discord if some of you guys would join it. Spread the word. I know CLNS has one. We're not going to steal any of their guys, but maybe we can start our own community. I stopped watching Guy Boston since he stopped post games and it's all gambling now. Well, we're here. We're here for you on Guy Boston or the How About Them Celtics podcast, which I'm going to plug one more time because we're up to 132 subscribers there now.
It's climbing, dude.
2 months ago, we were cracking 100. We gained 40 subscribers in 2 months. That's huge. Like I've always said, we're going to push for 1,000. It's going to take a while, but that's when we can get monetized. And I feel like that's when the growth will really start. I'm going to start trying to post smaller videos as well with the big podcast. If you just want little clips, snippets of stuff, we've got a video about Marcus Smart, I think, going out tomorrow, or maybe Tatum. Over the next 2 days, you'll get a shorter video about Jayson Tatum and one about Marcus Smart.
Some guy in the Celtics.
And then exactly. And then whatever clips we get there. you should do halftime and post game shows. I think we'll probably bring halftime back for the playoffs because that was fun. We just got a lot of stuff going on. I know I'm writing. I know Sam's internet's cutting out here, so that's fine. But we do podcasts once or twice a week, BP. So check that out. Like I said, we're going to be posting shorter videos from our podcast, shorter clips from that, 4, 5, 10 minutes. We post some shorter clips on TikToks and Instagram, stuff like that. But yeah, make sure to jump on over to the How About Them Celtics podcast YouTube channel. Subscribe there. Leave us a like there. We'd appreciate it.
Pay
Get
for
us
better internet.
Exactly. Get us to 50. CLNS is going bonkers. They're getting big. They're cool people over there. I appreciate
Very nice
them.
people.
But yeah, thank you, BP, for subbing everywhere. Again, subscribe. How About Them Celtics podcast? Check us both out on Twitter, as long as it doesn't die. Those ats are below our faces. Growing there, growing everywhere. Check out TikTok, Instagram, and the Twitter for the podcast. How About Them C's? Had a nice person help me with my ear issue. Messaged me us on Twitter, which is very funny. We'll talk about that in the podcast later. And new podcast, How About Them Celtics podcast, drops tomorrow morning. It'll drop at 5 a.m. in case you got an early commute to work. So there you go. But yeah, this has been the Bannertown Build Up. We're here 30 minutes before every Celtics game, and we will see you guys before the next one. Peace out.
Follow Smash the Odds.